let me get started with the lesson. As you all know, today I'll be talking about giving you some tips on what to say in a job interview in English. I have prepared many students, and now due to the crisis, everyone is doing exactly the same, looking for a better position. And there's much competition. And as you all know, many people with 1 or 2 degrees, masters, and maybe an impressive background are looking for a better job. And sometimes they don't pay attention to improving their English or prepare some answers for some questions in English, and this is a big failure, believe me. Don't be too confident about it. Even if your English is fantastic, you will definitely need to rehearse. So let me get started with some tips. What really happens is that you need to prepare, because at a job interview you will listen to many questions, and all these questions need to have a concise answer. You can't improvise or think about the answer or give a different answer. You need to be concise and answer the exact question that you are asked. I'm going to give you more tips in order to help you do that. By the way, you can find if you go to my websites, profesoraingles.com or number one, englishteacher.com, you can find 20 questions with some tips as well. And this is going to be very helpful. Most of my students tell me that 90% of the questions they ask them at the interview, at this interview, were listed on my website. So I encourage you to visit my website, go to materials, and you'll find these 20 questions that are really, really common questions. So let me help you answer in a concise way. How do you do this? Because I suppose that if you do it for the first time, my goodness, it must be very difficult. And some people, what they do is buy books, 300 pages, and start studying, trying to prepare for a job interview, okay? Do you think this is a good idea 2 days before a job interview? Absolutely not, yeah? Especially if you have never, let's say, answered, or you have never been in this situation to answer job interview questions. You need some common question. As I mentioned before, you can use mine. And my tip is to, before you start answering the question, there is something you need to do. You need to know yourself better and to take notes. You need to analyze yourself and to know yourself very well, because finally this is what the interviewer wants to know from you. That's why he's asking you or she's asking you so many questions, because they want to know you. And sometimes students don't know themselves very well. This is the biggest mistake ever. So before answering questions, which is also very important, make a list about your best skills, about your talents, about your, let's say, awards, if it's the case, your best achievements and strengths. And after that, also remember to focus a bit on your weaknesses, because this is something that you will be asked. Let's face it, we all have weaknesses, and we need to be prepared to talk about them at a job interview. So after this is the most important part. Know yourself, write down information, vocabulary, like adjectives. I'm very open-minded, etc., etc. And then you will be able to use this information in order to answer the questions, yeah? And the first time you answer the questions, I would like you to be just relax about it. Like, answer the first thing that comes into your mind. Try to use simple words, the words you already know in English. It depends a bit on your English level, but let's say you don't have a very high level and you still want to get a job. So, well, my piece of advice is that you answer the questions with your own words, trying to make simple questions, okay? All the other materials that you can find, I don't recommend you 300 pages books, but all the material that you can find can help you to express yourself, to give a better answer, but never memorize, okay? Especially 2 days before the job interview, it's absolutely crazy to think about it, yeah? Don't ever memorize. And when you're at a job interview, you have to think that these people are total experts. You can't lie to them. They will notice that you're nervous. They will pay attention. They will see if you're nervous, not only from how you're answering, but they will pay attention and analyze your body language, your posture. So be careful with that. So basically, as I said, you have to show them why you are different, why you are unique. And if you make this previous list and you know yourself better, this is a great step. And you start writing down the answers. After this, of course, I recommend you to read some answers and compare a bit what you said, and at least see if you are being concise, and most importantly, if your answer is the correct answer for that question, because sometimes some questions can be really tricky and there are big misunderstandings depending on the questions. So my tips are, first of all, make a list with your strengths and weaknesses, skills, etc. Know yourself better. After that, try to answer the questions with your own vocabulary, and then start a serious research, my friend. And also remember, at the interview, again, you need to be concise. Go to the point. Keep it short. And also, you need to be fresh. You need to feel confident, and I want you to know that they will pay attention to your body language. So, for example, if you arrive on time, you can sit, you can relax, and you have about 5 minutes to sit in the waiting room. They will probably observe you since the first moment you enter the company, let's say. So be careful about that, and don't arrive too soon, because this is not a good impression either, and you will probably get more nervous as you sit there waiting. So arrive there about 5 minutes earlier. This is the perfect time. And again, body language, this is something you need to rehearse. So at home, make sure that you look at yourself in the mirror while you rehearse, while you answer the questions, and try to answer the questions quickly, maybe after running a bit. Try to feel uncomfortable. Let's say try to feel like in a job interview. Try to create a bit of tension just before answering the questions, because like this, it will be a bit more difficult. Of course, if you're sitting in your chair, in your favorite chair on the sofa, super relaxed answering the questions, maybe it's not the same feeling you will get when you're in front of these people who will decide your future. So so my surprise for today is quite special to me. I hope that you will enjoy it. I've been working for the last month This is a very important project. It's a job interview course where you can find the best way to answer 30 questions, the most common questions, and I'm sure you will like it. My students have already tried it and they love it. And if you want to subscribe and know exactly when it's launched, the thing is that it's only going to be for sale for 48 hours. So I recommend you to go to my website and subscribe. Like this, you will know exactly when I launch it, and it will be only available for sale for 48 hours. Okay, I'm not sure when I will launch it again. So probably this week or next week I'll launch it, and it will be available only for 48 hours. So this is the link. Please visit job.profesoraingles.com, or if you don't speak Spanish, you go to job.oneenglishteacher.com. Okay, so as you all know, I've been helping people express themselves, feel much more comfortable for many years. I've been talking to people from all over the world, and we definitely have the same problem. We are scared of making mistakes, and when you are in front of people who will decide your future, well, you should be really prepared. The more you prepare, the more you rehearse, the less mistakes you will make, and you will feel much more comfortable. So I will see you tomorrow. I will help you again improve your English and prepare for a job interview in English. And thank you so much for joining. Bye-bye.